You are now dialed in to the world's famous Hot Hand Luke podcast. I am Uncle Trav, also aka Cockpit, also leader of the new world called Lipsticks and Bullets podcast. And you are dialed in to Fortnite Media, and we are listening to the greatest show on earth. What's up, my man Luke?
What is up, everybody? I'm currently at a very secure place. Hope you guys are safe. Hope everyone is safe out there. I hope everybody stay aware of your surroundings. Stay inside, and also vote. This may be out of nowhere, but just vote. Okay.
Yeah, even though you can't vote, just tell everybody else to vote, right?
I can't vote. Just if you're an adult watching this over 18, vote, please. Because if you don't vote, there are so many left out chances. And if you vote, we're one step closer to making America actually great again.
That's right.
See what I did there?
I like that. So what's up, man? Once again, folks, we are the greatest sports show that you in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little sports, a little life, a little culture, but this is a sports show. So look, what's going on? I mean, the NFL, NBA, baseball, hockey, all kinds of sports is on right now. It's like
NBA, and we're in the NBA finals, and at this current moment, because by the time this comes out, everyone will already know what the outcome is. But tonight, when the time this is recording, tonight is Game 5. Yes. And it's not like an average game where whatever team wins. No, if the Lakers win, let's wrap it up. Yeah. Wrap it up. But if the Heat win, it's gonna go be 3-2. So by what I said by there, so it's 3-1. Lakers are winning currently. AD is putting on a show, and LeBron's doing better. LeBron's doing good. LeBron's doing. I wouldn't say he's done as well as he did in his previous finals, but he's doing pretty well. He's doing average LeBron numbers. It's like different because when a player drops to over 28 points, everybody else cranks it up. But then when LeBron drops 28 points, people are disappointed.
Yeah.
That's something that's weird. It's probably because of LeBron.
That this is kind of, people don't want to say, even though LeBron is doing his thing, it's kind of becoming AD team a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Do you know the footage came out recently? Did you see the footage where it actually showed practice footage of AD actually getting on LeBron instead of LeBron getting on AD? It's because even though it's just like in 2000 when Shaq was the mentor and Kobe was like the predecessor. I don't know how to say the word. I know what it is. The word is, but I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
But there was kind of like that where Shaq was the mentor, but Kobe got on Shaq. It's like that. But except if Shaq got on Kobe would like take it in, but also Kobe would be like, okay, then if I'm supposed to do this, then why can't you do it?
That's true. It's gonna be very hard for them boys to beat them boys and no mama. They got the mama outfits.
Here's the thing. If this is the time. Me and my dad talked about this, where if you lose with the Mamba jerseys, then I don't care how good you are, you got to go. You got to get out. You're not supposed to. If you lose, it's not possible to lose in a Mamba jersey. I don't think it's possible. It's possible, but it's if you lose, I mean.
Well, it would not be good. LA would probably lose their mind. However, they still up 3-1, so I wouldn't be too concerned.
So if they win, so basically the Mamba jerseys have given them an extra boost to win. So if they win, Kobe will also be cemented in the win, which I really like it. So technically, This is kind of technical because if they win, then basically Kobe's won 6 rings and he's tied Michael Jordan because they won in his jersey with him. So basically,
Calm
not
down.
realistically, but
Calm down.
with a
Relax,
little
man.
bit.
You're doing it for Kobe. Let that be enough, okay? All
Okay.
right, you're a little too cuckoo right now. But
So
they have a chance. Miami have a chance, but very slim chance.
there's a very slim chance. But yeah, next we have. But here's what I want to talk about. Jimmy Butler has been performing well in the first quarter, but he's been slowly towards the end of the game. I don't know what it is, but he's been losing his mojo towards the end of the game.
Did you say that the game before last? When he dropped like some of the best numbers in history?
Yeah, but it was last game. It was last particular game, and I would say throughout the series, except game 3 when they won, where his head is, because game 3 his talent was cemented and he knew he had to bring the team back to at least get them in that mood. So to at least try to come out and contend. But towards the other games, at the beginning he's been doing really well, but then towards the end of the game he's been drifting off. That's probably energy wise to carrying through. It's probably his energy, but I don't know what it is. What do you have to say about it?
I think with me, I mean, he's still the leader. I think he's letting everybody else get in the game, but I think people like Hero and the people and Duncan Robinson, the guys that are really going off the last series, they're not doing too good. You know what I'm saying? I sort of know him as a Hero. I don't have a women in front of me right now, but he's really low. But I think the big thing about Jimmy, he don't hit threes like that. He's not really a big 3-point shooter. So every now and then he'll hit it, but that's not his game. He's more mid-range. And you know, at the end of the game, when AD switched on him, I think that was big. But Jimmy Butler is smart. He'll figure out something. You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy Butler, when AD switched, AD is more of a. I know it's the contender. It's probably more people would say, well, AD is bigger. He should be getting it. It's not just that. It's because Jimmy. If it was AD, because I think Jimmy Butler would eventually be able to find a way to stop what he's doing. But I think what it is, it's more of his energy and his teammates' energy. It's more of the whole team's flow, and because they've been fighting throughout the whole entire playoffs this year, and I think it's more their energy. But I would say that all of your energy, I think you should be pushing, but I think that all of your energy you should not be letting loose. You should be letting all of your energy go out because this is the goal. This is it. If you win this, you made it to the promised land. But if you lose, it's of the pits. So all of that energy that you've been fighting for, you did in this last series, you should conserve some of that energy to fight through the whole entire series, because this is it. But
my thing though is that the team Miami doesn't have a lot of playoff experience when it comes to finals experience.
Yeah, because it's a young team.
Yeah, this is a big teaching point right now, and because I can tell they definitely like in pressure situations. A lot of times they're not showing up. Jimmy Butler is kind of, for the most part, has held it down. But with the injury to Dragic, I think that was tremendous.
Yes.
Tremendous. They don't have nobody else who really.
He was their leading scorer. But since he got hurt, he's has been playing.
That would have really changed the guard.
The series.
Everything. Yeah, because it was
definitely guard aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, next what we have here for today is AD's legacy. How will him, not just AD's, but I would say AD and LeBron, because they're all the finals talk this year. Every single talk about this finals has been about Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So since we've already talked enough about LeBron and what would happen if they won it and if he specifically won finals MVP, but since we've already talked about him, go look at the previous episodes. Let's talk about Anthony Davis. AD has been absolutely killing.
Yeah.
Killing. Not as good as Shaq. Not as good as Shaq killing. Because Shaq, when he was in the finals, man,
Dominant. Yeah.
he just bodied, he pushed you, and then absolutely, you remember the time where like he was dribbling? I don't know if it was in the finals, but you know that I think it's one of like Shaq's memorable photos. I don't know, where he's like dunking the ball and he's hanging on the rim, where he like backs someone down and then he's dunking the ball and he's hanging on the rim. But AD has been going off, not just as a forward and almost a center, but as a shooter as well. And not only AD has been shooting flawlessly. I mean, he's not only he's excelling at he's excelling at every single aspect. He leads the Lakers in blocks, and he's also he's a good shooter, and he's been packing it down low with big guards, not with big guard move, big forwards, but also he's been passing. He's also a good passer. I know LeBron has been the passer of the team, cemented, but AD, he can take an assist. He can pass the ball. He has good vision. He can shoot. He's handling the aspects of the game better than he did before when he was with the Pelicans. I think this is one of the primes of AD's career. And this is maybe AD might play. AD is I would say he's towards like the middle of his career, but this might be the prime of Anthony Davis. You never know.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I would say about that is that considering that you playing with LeBron, you know what I'm saying, a lot of pressure is off. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, everybody's LeBron this, LeBron that, LeBron this, LeBron that. And as far as AD, yeah, it's okay, but he could be better. You know what I'm saying?
But the reason why LeBron has been getting all this hype recently is his competitiveness against Anthony Davis. And it's not something is the only way that LeBron can his legacy is fighting for is against Anthony Davis. So yeah. It says that. So next we have NFL, which games soon. But next we have I'm gonna give you the best teams of each division.
Hold on. Before you get started though, what about this COVID thing, man? You notice how all these teams, like especially the Titans. I want to interrupt you before you get into that. The Titans have 20 people that caught the COVID. And what they did, they went to that practice unauthorized at a high school. And that's how all these things. Do you think the NFL should punish them more so? Because they actually messing up everything, messing up the games, they messing up a lot of stuff. Do you think possibly that they should forfeit a game because of forfeit?
I think it's specifically team, because I think it'll end up hurting them eventually. But I think that it's gonna end up hurting them eventually, and it's gonna come back to haunt them, really. But I think something should happen. But now
hopefully they put
we have NFL standings.
You got Tuesday games now, so that tell you right there it's crazy right about now. So what's up? What about who you got the top?
Next we have teams. So first for the AFC East, the Bills are the top team in the AFC East. Next for the AFC West, Chiefs at the top. Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes doing amazing. Yeah. Next, we have the AFC North. Steelers are the best team. Next, we have for the AFC South, the Titans. How are the Titans? This is going to come back to haunt them. What we were talking about, the Titans are doing pretty good, but it's going to come back to haunt them.
Possibly.
But yeah, for the NFC East, we have Eagles. Eagles are the top team.
Big pretty tie. The tie that you didn't like.
It's okay. Yeah, the tie is safe. If they didn't have the tie, they would be down. But they're the best team with one win. Uno. But yeah,
but that's because
the NFC West.
Season. Sorry.
The Seahawks are 4-0. The Seahawks are doing well. Then for the NFC North, the Packers are 4-0. Then for the NFC South, the Buccaneers are 3-2. I'm gonna touch on that next subject. Next we have, has Tom Brady at this point in the season exceeded expectations?
Well, he is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that, but last night
he can't
throw down the field. He can't throw down the field anymore.
He's not. If the Buccaneers make it to the playoffs this season, he's the GOAT. Nobody can say anything about it. And he's on that. This time, I would say Jerry Rice and him are like this. This is how close it is. But if they make it deep within the playoffs, man, what can you say? There's nothing that you can do about it.
Yes, all this stuff is gravy right now. I mean, my only thing is that looking at the games they've been playing, dinks, and more dinks. He's not going on field, and you got people like Evans, you got people like Godwin. Them dudes can do their own thing.
Because he's doing short passes, and he's got deep. He has deep route receivers. He has Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. First of all, Mike Evans, you can throw the ball deep. It's probably because he doesn't have a strong arm, but but he's relying on them less than they should be because Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans, they're the guys who are like, he develop around this strong arm with these guys. They're like, okay, Tom, we understand that you're getting older. You can still improve, but let's pass it to us, and we'll make your arm deeper. And you just have to get used to the feel with us. Because you can just throw it, and we'll go get it. Don't worry about all the rest of the stuff about that. But yeah, what do you have to say on that?
Well, only thing I have to say is that was ESPN popping in on my thing. You heard that. Because we always on it. But I would say about Tom Brady that unless he can start throwing downfield, defenses are smart enough to know that. And so they're gonna clog up that middle.
Somehow they haven't figured that out for the last 2 decades.
No, he used to have arm. We're talking about this year. This year, his arm is not like that. Now, back in the day, he'd throw that thing down the field like nothing. But now he's 43, so he's not throwing that thing like that. Just like Drew Brees, they can't throw your legs go, and right now the defense is gonna be smarter. They're gonna make sure they take care of that. So we'll see. I don't see them doing so much.
Can you stop the recording really quickly?
We are live and direct. We're not stopping nothing. Go ahead and take the phone.
Hello? Hey, Grandma. Good. I'm on the podcast right now.
Live and direct, y'all.
I'm with the Uncle Trav in the podcast. Okay. Love you, Grandma.
See, that's live and direct. We ain't stopping nothing.
I think it says my internet connection isn't stable and there's like 2 minutes and 24 seconds. But for the rest of the time, I'll join back in the meet call. So let's continue. Next, for the last segment, we have Browns sleeper.
Yes.
The Browns.
The Browns. Yes, the Browns.
The
You did say
Browns. Let's speak up. Let's speak up when we say the Browns, because the Browns, the most snake bitten franchise ever.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows it. I mean,
Close to it.
if you were to put, if you do not know football,
Detroit Lions
if you
too.
the Detroit Lions are cursed.
Yeah.
Because of I don't know who it was, but there was this dude who I think it was like in 1950, and he was really good. He was a quarterback. But what happened was he was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he said this franchise will be cursed for 50 years. And
He's right. Whoever that was, very right.
yeah. But what now? So what I have is the Browns have been playing well. When I mean well, I mean pretty well. They've been playing, but playing.
They're playing to their competition. Let's be honest. They haven't really beat nobody except quote unquote Dallas, which is like, you know what I'm saying?
So listen, if you beat Dallas, you ain't really achieving anything.
Let's be honest with let's be analyst for 1 second. They got the talent. You know what I'm saying? They really
on paper. I know I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I'm an Eagles fan, so you should probably already know that if you're an Eagles fan. I absolutely wish that they were never a team. I wish they never were assembled. But and if you beat the Dallas Cowboys, what is there to gain? There's nothing. So yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, you don't, on paper, the Dallas Cowboys are if you look on the team on paper, they're one of the best teams in the NFL, you will see. But in reality, the team barely even makes the playoffs. That's something that, because people have so much hype, they have a great team, but in reality, when you look at the team on like in real life, you see, wow, they barely even make the playoffs. They can barely they don't even make the playoffs. Because the last time, because they made the playoffs like once in the last like 5 years.
But once or twice, I don't know. But I mean, it's definitely not what they're supposed to be when you look at them on paper.
Yeah. On paper, one of the best teams in the NFL.
They got everything, but that defense is horrible, man.
Yes, the defense is, I think, where they lack.
And I think Dak and their numbers is going up because they got to come from behind, and people play prevent offense, so it gives you more yards and stuff like that. So yeah, I think even though he's getting all the yards, it's kind of like I don't know, really,
I would say, what do you have to say about their O-line? Not the receivers, but their blockers.
Offensive line is okay. They made their defense. They can't stop nobody, so you can't stop nobody, you're done. You know what I mean? Ain't too much you be able to do. So
you gotta have right defense around you to improve. Yeah. But let's go back to the Browns.
They play the Giants this week. We're gonna beat that boy. So there you go.
Actually, the Giants might actually win this week. You never know.
I know we're gonna win.
But the Giants will still be last in the division. Your Giants will still be last in the division.
Terrible, man.
If I win, how is it's not even the Giants. It's our division. Our division is
terrible, man, right now.
The division. The best team is the Eagles with 1 win. One win. That's tough. Yeah. That is tough. Yeah. But I think one of the reasons why the Eagles are so impactful is because of their fans. You want me to tell you something about Philly fans? We are diehards at any team, any sports team, but if you betray us, you're going to hear it for the rest of your career. You're going to hear it every single time you come back. You're going to hear it. But one of the things that impacts us is they need our fans to support them. That's one of the biggest reasons why we're successful. Is because
Right.
Philadelphia, the Eagles, all let's say are the main team in Philadelphia, main sports thing in Philadelphia. That's I think every single sports fan in Philadelphia Eagles is an Eagles fan. But that's one of the cool things. But back to the Browns, man. The Browns have been decent, are not just decent. They're playing well. They might make the playoffs.
They play against competition right now. I want to see them when they play against a good team. They play the Rams beat them 38-6. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you play teams, it's like I mean,
they're not winning the division.
They almost let Dallas come back and win that game, man.
Yeah,
that was very close.
Yeah, because if you come back, if you look at Dallas isn't really a good comeback team. They just if they have the lead, they'll have the lead. But they might. It's probably because it was the Browns. They're not winning the division, but that's only because the best player in football is on their team. But that's only the reason why is because they have the most elusive and most explosive and the best player in football in their division. So that's the only reason I think. Then also they have one of the best. They also have one of the best, if not the best team in their division. So I think they're not winning the division, but they're doing pretty well. They might put they might go to the playoffs one day because if the Ravens are a wild card team, that might be a slot to open up. So I'm pretty sure that if they know, okay, if we cannot beat this team, we can make them we have to make them succeed so that we could succeed. So they're falling behind the Ravens because if the Ravens are a wild card team, that might open up a spot for them in the playoffs. So I think the driving spot is the Ravens in the division, and if the Ravens are a wild card team, not the wild card team, but first round bye team, it's equivalent. I say wild card team because wild card teams, I say because that's what their purpose is. They pass it.
Right.
So if the Ravens are a first round bye, then that might open up a spot for them to go into the playoffs for the first time in decades. So that's I think that's their driving force.
Like disappear.
What do you have to say about it? Yeah.
I don't really know about Cleveland. I'm not gonna go with them. You know what I'm saying?
You aren't gonna go with them making the playoffs this year?
I just don't believe the hype till I see it. They find a way to mess it up every time. And I mean, but quite honestly, they are playing decent, but I want to see them play against some good teams. I think that's coming up soon. So
imagine if they play the Eagles, they're gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy when they play them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Wait, hold on. Let me check the schedule. Let me check the Eagles' schedule. Do they play them this year? Hold on a second. We'll be right there. Hold on. It's gonna take me like 2 seconds. This is not wasting up our time, people. Looking up the standings takes 2 seconds.
All right, that's 2 seconds. What happened? You're supposed to have it already.
Okay, you know what? It's not 2 seconds. I'm throwing my phone over there. But if they play them this year, it will be a good game. That's what I'm saying. If Michael Jordan played LeBron James now, it'd be a good game. I'm taking LeBron James, but it'd be a good game.
Okay.
Not just because because I remember one time he said take LeBron James 2 months to get it'll take him to take about a year. Say a year. Because his mentality, the Michael Jordan mentality, will always be there. Man.
He's almost 60 years old. He's not going to be able to compete with no LeBron right now.
If he played LeBron right now, it'd be a good game. I'm taking LeBron.
If LeBron peak with the same as Jordan peak, I think Jordan would get
I'm taking LeBron. I'm taking LeBron if Michael Jordan give 1 to 2 years because it'd be a good game, but I'm taking LeBron but it'd be a good game. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Because the
All right.
mentality
Well,
will always be there for Michael Jordan, and that's his.
yeah, he
It's
mentality,
Michael
but you gotta have
Jordan's.
physical ability. Physical ability. If you're 50 something years old, you're not beating LeBron. I don't care what you're talking about.
So
Okay,
here's
so
the
you can
thing.
kill all that. I don't care how many
So
years it take you to come back, because you ain't doing that. I'm getting older.
people
So
say
that
that what is Michael Jordan's best strength? Nope, it's not his airness, but his airness is it's pretty airness
he
because it'll always be his
his
airness.
number one thing I think over everybody is competitive. He the most competitive guy
His
in the world.
mentality is the most competitive human I would say ever.
Yeah.
Other than his brother, other than Larry Jordan. I've heard the stories, Mike, if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
I've heard the
All right.
stories.
So what we got to be up out of here, man. So what we got?
Yeah.
Moving
But
on up.
so I've had a pretty good time today. We've had a pretty good day, even though that our internet and stuff like that has been pretty good today. But I've had a pretty good time.
Yeah,
I woke up.
we iron out all the kinks and stuff. We have it really nice. We like I said, it's our second one, so we trying different things and we have it, man. We have it.
We'll
Right
give
now, my paper's going in and out, so it's kind of weird.
the people will give you more stuff. It's just currently we're gonna give you a lot more things than we have now because this is 2 months in. This might be this. I think eventually this is gonna get like almost 50 times bigger than what it is now, over 100
Oh,
maybe. But here's the thing. Right now, so we're only 2 months in. We're trying to get the production right. We're trying to get the production in the spot so that we're able to do more things in the
yeah.
future. But right now we're just trying to get the production ready. And yeah, I give so I'm gonna let you get the shout outs for the first time.
Well, first things first, make sure you check us out at www.fortnite.com. You can check us out on the audio part. You can check us out on www.spreaker.com/keys for the city. But for the video part, you're on YouTube. You can go to Fortnite, and we're right there, and you see the actual video. Of course, you go to the website; it'll be up there as well on the YouTube. You can get it from there. We're everywhere right now, so anything that you got streaming, we're gonna come up as well. We're gonna have on this version coming up. I'm gonna improve the last one we did like this. I took it off of Zoom. I didn't like the audio like that, so I'm gonna have a little special treat for you in the next one for this show right here. See how it comes, and then like I said, it's a development thing. We're trying to figure out how things go, so it's gonna be dope. So my shout outs go to my wife V. Of the Lipsticks and Bullets, my co-host, my wife, and then also my daughter Shala, and my mom, and my sister, and my niece, and my nephew, and pretty much you, Luke. Everybody, man. You know, we got a big family, and our whole team is all behind us. So
and it'll grow. It will grow.
It's gonna get even better. So there you go.
Yeah. So I have to give a shout out to my mom. I have to give a shout out for you letting me on here. And second, I have to give a shout out to you, the viewer, because you're doing good things with your life by looking at Lipstick and Bullets or Hot Hand Luke. You're doing good things. You could be doing anything else, but we're all really happy that you decided to do this. Because there's not really, because when you do, it's always a good move that you know that somebody took some time out of your day to watch this. So that's something that
make sure you download, subscribe, follow, like. We want our YouTube thing to blow up because that's gonna be our new thing. We're gonna kind of
yes. The last video did pretty well.
Yeah, it did all right.
Video did well.
So it's gonna do even more because once we start putting the sauce on this thing and get it well produced, it's gonna be ready to rock. And like I said, we all learning. You know what I'm saying? It's a learning curve, so it's gonna be dope. Don't worry about it. So on that note, we gonna catch you next week. By next week, we'll have a new champion, perhaps, I believe.
Yes. It's not guaranteed, but most likely we'll have a new
Hold on.
Yeah, I think hold on, because even if the Heat win, because it'll go to game 7. Game 7 will be not on, if they win Sunday, Yeah, by next week we'll have a
Yeah,
new champion.
Yeah, we be that, and then we talk football again and see what happens. And so, got
I
big
hope the
teams.
Lakers win. I really hope the Lakers win.
I know
LA, if you don't win, that's the man whose jerseys you're wearing, and that's going to be embarrassing if you don't. If you don't win, it's gonna be kind of embarrassing. So I might as well win. So the Lakers,
all right, man.
and if the Lakers win, they'll be tied for the most championships with the Celtics. And the Celtics have been dominant with basketball, but the Lakers are the most famous team in sports. Not just and they're the most famous team in all of sports.
Because you got the Yankees. You can't say that over the Yankees. The Yankees probably the most popular all time. You gotta remember they've been here a long time. So
you're talking about the teams. We're not talking about in the world. Actually, you know what? The Lakers are not the most. I would say. Hold on. It's either Madrid or Barcelona are the most famous.
Yeah, you're getting too crazy, man. We understand that.
In the world, soccer is the biggest is the biggest sport in the world. In America, football and basketball and baseball. Don't forget about baseball. Baseball. So in America, it's between the Lakers. In the Lakers, it's between the Patriots, the Yankees, and the Lakers. That's what I'm giving it to in America.
Let's see. All right, man. We out of here. We're gonna check y'all out next week. You make sure you like I say, you go to all their sites, Sport 9, Keys for the City on Facebook. Make sure you check us out on YouTube on the Fort 9, and you get all our stuff. You know, and it's gonna get better and better and better. So on that note, we're gonna say peace to everybody. Peace.
Peace.